Good morning, everybody. Are you out there? It's nearly time for story time, and we've got a great book to read with you today. You've got time to go and grab your little one or settle in for a cup of tea. And I think sometimes reading kids' books is really encouraging for us parents. Really get a good chance to see some of the Bible messages simplified to the point that we can really take them on board. So just about ready to start. Okay, let's just start. So the book I'm reading today is called It Will Be Okay. And it's a story about a little seed. You can see him down here, and he doesn't look terribly happy. And a little fox who seems to be doing something nice for the little seed, doesn't he? I can even see a snail sitting on top of that leaf. And it seems to be raining. I wonder what this story is going to be about. It will be okay. Look at these beautiful pictures. Lots of flowers coming up. We're seeing that happen in the garden at the moment, aren't we? As the sun's coming out, we're seeing lots of flowers when we go on our walks. And there's our friend Little Seed. It will be okay. Here we go. In a dusty shed on a rickety shelf, hidden in a cosy packet, lived a tiny seed. Day after day, Little Seed watched as the farmer came in to the shed. The farmer's strong hand would reach into the packet, and he would say, "I have a good plan for you," each time he selected a seed. Little Seed knew the farmer was good and kind, but he did not want to leave his home. Little Seed liked living inside the cosy packet on the rickety shelf in the farmer's dusty shed. He did not want to go. He looked pretty happy sitting up there. In the nearby woods, under the big tall trees, in a comfy den, lived a playful fox. Little Fox raced around the tree trunks in the woods. "Yippee!" he shouted with glee. "He looks like he's having a great time. Do you like to climb trees like Little Fox?" He's even had a friend, a little purple butterfly. But then a long black shadow scared him, and he hurried to hide inside his den. He was scared of dark shadows and howling winds and rain and really most everything. Little Fox liked his comfy den under the big tall trees in the nearby woods. He did not like being afraid. I don't think any of us like being afraid, do we? Is there something that you're afraid of? I know that sometimes we can be afraid of big storms when the lightning crashes, and we can run into our mummy or our daddy and they can give us a great big hug and tell us that we're nice and safe. Oh, look at this storm. Can you see all the rain? What do you think this might be up here? Do you think it could be the farmer's shed? Oh, poor little fox. He's running, isn't he? He looks very scared. One particularly dark night, a storm rumbled into the forest. Thunder boomed, lightning flashed, rain poured into Little Fox's den. "Oh no!" Little Fox cried as he scurried through the woods, trying to find somewhere safe and dry and not scary. He burrowed inside the farmer's dusty shed, bumped into the rickety shelf, and knocked over the cosy seed packet. Little Seed rolled out onto the floor. Oh, he really liked being in his seed packet, didn't he? How's he going to feel that he's not inside his packet anymore? Oh, a surprised little fox found himself standing nose to nose with a very unhappy-looking Little Seed. Does he look happy? He looks a little bit cranky, doesn't he? I don't think he's happy at all. He said to him, "I am Little Fox, and I live in the den under the big tall trees in the nearby woods," he explained. "I love to play in the woods, but I'm afraid of dark shadows and howling winds." He said, "There are no winds or shadows in your shed. Can I live here with you? Will you be my friend?" Have you ever asked someone if they'll be your friend? Sometimes that can be scary. But isn't it lovely when the friend says, "Yes, I'll play with you"? It's nice to be brave. Little Seed said, "Do you see a pillow? Do you see a bed? Do you see a place to lay your wet head? No, you don't, because this safe place is the farmer's shed." But then Little Seed thought of how safe and warm it was inside the cosy packet on the rickety shelf in the farmer's dusty shed. And he thought it might be quite nice to have a friend. Are they going to be friends now? I think they look very happy here. Is Little Seed having a nice laugh? Maybe he's been tickling Little Fox's belly. Little Fox and Little Seed became the best of friends. Little Seed told silly stories and Little Fox made funny faces. Each day when the farmer came to the shed, Little Fox hid. But the farmer was good, and the farmer was kind, and the farmer was always watching over them, even when they didn't know it. One morning, the farmer came into the shed, as he had on many days. "Little Seed," he said, as he placed him in his hand, "I have a wonderful plan for you. I have waited for just the right time, and today is the day." "Oh no, please no, I don't want to go," thought Little Seed. He was really happy in his cosy little packet, wasn't he? The farmer went outside and knelt down, and he pushed Little Seed under the ground, in the dirt, down into a deep, dark, messy place. "Now, Little Seed, this is going to be different, and it might seem scary, but it will be okay. You can trust me," said the farmer. Little Seed wished he were inside the cosy packet on the rickety shelf in the farmer's dusty shed. "I want to trust, even when I can't see. But how in the world is this good for me?" Poor Little Seed, he's found himself deep dark in a little hole under the ground. That's nothing like his warm, safe and dry shelf, is it? Can you see we've got some beautiful little ladybirds? Maybe they're going to come and visit Little Seed. "Little Seed, come back!" cried Little Fox when he saw that the farmer had taken his friend away. "Where are you, Little Seed?" He looked in the front of the shed and behind the shed, but Little Seed was not there. He looked on top of the tractor and under the tractor, but Little Seed was not there either. Oh dear, poor Little Fox. He looked under the duck's wings. Does the duck look happy? I don't know that ducks like it when foxes look under their wings. And he looked inside the dog's floppy ears. What do you think the dog is thinking? "Oh, what are you doing, Little Fox?" He looked in the horse's stall, the pig's pen. He even looked in the farmer's boot. But Little Seed could not be found anywhere. Oh, now Little Fox was really worried. "Little Seed!" he shouted. "I'm here! I'm here! Way down in the dirt. I'm scared and I'm lonely, but I'm not hurt," came Little Seed's muffled voice right below him. He's found Little Seed, isn't that good? But Little Fox thought hard of something to say or something to do that would help his friend not be scared. But he was afraid too. Sometimes we don't even know what to say when our friends are feeling scared or lonely. Sometimes the best thing we can do is just give them a hug. But Little Fox can't give Little Seed a hug. Little Seed's been planted. It's different and scary to be someplace new, but it'll be okay, Little Seed. Little Seed was not so sure, and neither was Little Fox. But the farmer was good, and the farmer was kind, and the farmer was always watching over them, even when they didn't know it. Little Fox stayed by Little Seed night after night and day after day. He was scared and lonely too. Look at him. He's having a night. He's curled up nice and warm. I don't know what he's sleeping on. Maybe that's the farmer's jacket. He's trying to stay close to Little Seed, isn't he? But after a while, Little Fox started to see how the farmer took care of them. Fresh water for Little Seed. He even brought sweet berries for Little Fox. He wasn't even quite so afraid when he saw the dark shadows or heard the howling wind. Little Fox was starting to believe that the farmer was good and the farmer was kind. "My friend," whispered a sleepy Little Fox to Little Seed, "go to sleep. It'll be okay." I think Little Fox is starting to feel brave, isn't he? Little Seed sat in that dark and messy place for what seemed like a really long time. Look at him sitting in there. Oh, I can see something starting to happen. Can you see something happening with Little Seed? Something's starting to grow. But one spring morning, Little Seed felt a mysterious stirring. He looked down and he discovered that he was no longer a little seed. He was becoming something brand new, something wonderful. He pushed up through the dark, out of the dirt, and right through the ground. Look at that. He doesn't look at all like Little Seed anymore. And there, looking sleepy-eyed and surprised, was his friend, Little Fox. He'd been waiting for him the whole time. What a caring friend. Little Fox looked down and saw a beautiful green sprout. "My friend!" they each exclaimed with glee. They were once again nose to nose, and Little Seed told silly stories, and Little Fox made funny faces. After many days of fun, Little Seed said, "Little Fox, look up and see. It's hard to believe what's become of me. From that messy, dark place I grew and grew, from a seed to a tree. Only the farmer knew." Together, they made it through the dark and scary time. And together, they each learned that the farmer was good, and the farmer was kind, and the farmer was always watching over them, even in the dark and messy places. Little Seed was never supposed to be just a seed in a seed packet, and Little Fox was not supposed to be alone and afraid. The seasons came and the seasons went, and Little Seed grew up into a big, strong tree. And Little Fox raced around his tree trunk, and sometimes Little Fox lay in the tall, cool grass near Little Seed. I might have to stop calling him Little Seed soon. I might have to start calling him Big Tree. And the breeze tickled his nose, and the sun warmed his belly, and the good and kind farmer was always watching over them. Little Seed liked things to stay the way they were. Can you see the farmer sitting under the tree? Little Fox was sometimes afraid, but they learned to trust the farmer. And we can learn to trust God. We don't need to fear because he has a wonderful plan. God loves you and he is kind. And in the end, it really will be okay. Trust this truth in the tough things you face, confusing times, in the messy, hard place. God loves you and he is kind. Remember this always in your heart and your mind. Did you like that story? That is one of my favourite stories. I love how the farmer takes care of the little seed and the little fox all the time. Even though they might have been a little bit afraid of what was happening, they were always safe because the farmer was always watching over them. The other thing I really love about this story is that the little seed started off tiny. I have a little seed here. Can you even see this seed? It is very, very small. But inside this seed, God has designed it to grow into something more. It was never meant to stay just as a seed. Once we plant it in the ground and we give it some water and some sunlight, this little seed can grow. And this one in particular can grow into a beetroot. And we can eat it and it can be nourished. But all of us have a seed inside of us. And all of us, once we've been planted in God and once we have been watered and we've been fed and we let the light of God shine on us, can grow into the thing that we were designed to be. We start as a little seed. And sometimes we end up in a dark and messy and sometimes scary place. But God is always there watching over us. And God is always good. And God is always kind. Well, I hope you had a great story time today. I really enjoyed reading that book with you because it is my absolute favourite book off my daughter's shelf. If you have a favourite book that you'd like us to read and you live somewhere in the Point Cook area and you think that maybe we could walk past and pick up that book so we can read it to the rest of your friends from church, then please send a message or write in the comments of the videos and we can read your favourite book so everybody can hear it. All right, everybody, have a great day today. Think about the fact that you are a seed and you are going to grow into a great, big and beautiful something that God designed you to be. Bye.